Remy is finally recognizing how much she ruined their relationship, especially after cheating on him for months with one of his proteges, now that Papo has moved on with someone else. Clarissa Shields, Papo's new girlfriend, isn't going to stand by and allow Remy to try to take him, even though she claims to want him back and will stop at nothing to get him back. Clarissa is different from the usual Instagram users that Remy may be used to, and she will not let anyone interfere with her connection with her spouse. Outspoken and angry with Papoose and Remy, Clarissa chastised Remy for trying to get Papo back by sending him sexy photos and using other shady methods. Is there more going on here, or is Remy just trying to break up Clarissa and Papo because she can? It's hard to believe Clarissa would let someone like Remy get in the way of her and Papoose given how gorgeous she is. Let's face it, Remy initially showed little interest in the divorce, which is not surprising given that rappers typically find someone better when they move on. Given that she was ignorant of the true meaning of commitment, Remy probably thought Papo would always come back to her. However, she made a grave error by cheating on him. She believed she could get away with anything and assumed Papoose would be by her side because, as I previously stated, he was totally devoted to her. He and Rims had been in love for a long time, and he supported her through difficult times, often getting into trouble to do so. Even while she was still incarcerated, he married her. He decided to be with Clarissa instead of her, since Papo and Remy had just broken up. We initially thought they would keep their relationship discreet. They seemed like the perfect couple, the kind of love that everyone in Hollywood appreciated. Papo likely didn't want to start dating so soon, but to everyone's surprise, he did so with Clarissa, who, as I mentioned earlier, is not your average bimbo. Clarissa is a well-known Instagram user and one of the best female boxers and mixed martial artists. She is the only boxer, male or female, to hold all 4 main world titles in 3 different weight divisions, and she holds the record for the fewest professional fights needed to become a champion in 5 different categories. Clarissa is not only younger than Remy, but also highly accomplished and successful. As of October 2022, she was ranked as the best active female boxer overall and the world's top active female middleweight by ESPN and The Ring. Her 5-category victories make her the 3rd female boxer in history. This finally puts her among the top pound-for-pound boxers in the world. This irritates Remy because, according to some reports, she feels she can't compete with Clarissa, especially since she hasn't had the same level of success. Since you all remember how Remy and Papo's relationship ended when she cheated on him, it is hard for Remy to say that Clarissa is a downgrade. Since Remy did have her day in the spotlight, I won't argue that she isn't successful. By never accusing Remy of infidelity or tarnishing her reputation, Papoose tried to respect her. However, Remy's wrath about their prior relationship prompted her to blow things out of proportion on social media, making life tough for both Clarissa and Papoose. She chose the perfect moment to do this, just before the premiere of a film about Clarissa's life that would feature Ryan Destiny and other singers. Fans concluded that Remy intentionally did this because she was aware of the film's excellent reception and that Clarissa wanted the attention she could gain. In a text message that Clarissa forwarded to Papoose, Remy stated, "Take responsibility, one who was married." In an effort to get Clarissa into trouble, Remy also left a comment on Instagram. "Tell me if you made it home safely, or I'll be concerned that you dozed out in the Sprinter." It seemed as though Papo and Clarissa were growing closer before Papoose and Remy publicly ended their relationship. Clarissa expressed great anxiety since she was annoyed that he was unable to at least check in with her, either in person or over the phone. Addressing Papoose, Remy said that Clarissa was deceiving her and urged him to tell the truth. Remy became upset upon discovering that Papoose had slept off while on the phone. "You are supposed to be a world champion boxer, but you are acting like this," she said. He was startled and abruptly hung up. "You are not alone, my darling," she continued, "now that I have told you everything." But Remy continued by stating that Papoose's publicity team had been spreading lies about her working with Clarissa Shields to make her look bad, and make Papoose appear perfect. She believed that this unfavorable image had persisted for a while. Despite her curiosity regarding the story, Remy determined that it would be best to remain silent. "I'm exhausted," Papoose said. "I would never say that you are ugly, but don't worry, I witnessed it all, and now since you are so resilient, everyone else will too." Remy kept sending texts because she was eager to make as many problems as she could, and it became clear that Clarissa was not happy. "I know you detest the computer games, but you need to know that she needs to move quickly," Remy said at one point. "My PR team is going to freak out when they see this." After finding out that Barry had exposed her online, she kept calling Papo out of concern that this would cause more problems before the movie was released. Miss Shields felt agitated. "He even attempted to get me jailed in an attempt to ruin me with one of his side chicks. My position may have been used to expose me by the woman who hadn't cheated on him in 177 years. He planned it out and kept me out of the spotlight while I was abroad, but now he's causing havoc. He even threatened to divulge personal information. On December 25th, she inquired, "Has your other phone arrived yet?" "Do not worry," Remy responded. "I don't care about anything she said or what she included in her story about me." Remy kept sharing more information about me, giving the idea that it was my own, while Clarissa seemed to be asking Papo for even the smallest amount of attention in further texts. "I am not happy, but okay, I will stop," she wrote. "Even though being honest is always the best course of action, I will only express my feelings to you since I don't want to further our already strained relationship. I won't go into too much detail, but I can't thank you for it since I'm tired of talking and you're not paying attention. You can do anything you want. I'm only asking for gifts. I'm lying here feeling foolish because I can't seem to feel anything. It feels like I'm being played, Miss Shields, even though I'm saying that I adore flowers and that I want time reserved only for me. He is a taker, not a giver, and I am the one with the money, not him. As a result, he will never buy you anything since he thinks he is the winner. Please don't bother me. I'm not the person you want to argue with. People can't simply go on because I am a decent lady who is a one boyfriend, just like I was a one husband. Look stupid and you're guiding stupid," the block leader remarked, despite his own admission of feeling foolish. As a narcissist, she made the unfortunate decision to frequently cheat on him. However, now that I've moved on, she is acting like the victim. Despite the fact that she had cheated on him several times, he called Remy out for harboring resentment over his leaving her. This occurred as a result of P having to intervene and protect himself and his spouse. "As you can see, my 6-year-old daughter has to go to school, but I would much prefer to influence Chase on social media than deal with this like an adult." I kept my mouth shut, but she stated, "I will never get anyone arrested again because you are lying, which is easily verified, and you are the one who plays with the police. The fact that you would create a tale and rationalize adultery as a narcissistic behavior by fabricating texts that you say you sent about historical events that happened in public 10 years ago. The claims that I had cheated on him with his friend were then addressed by him. She kept pushing me to do something, but I refused to act like I had knocked this idiot out. Easy, the block," she said. "Captain, everyone saw this jerk in the fetal position the last time I saw him. Remy woke him up after I knocked him out and brought him home for 4 days. As you can see, it wasn't because he slept with me that my narcissistic daughter was delighted to lie about it once more. My wife got it here. Remy was here last Christmas when my child and I were at home. She's lying and getting upset now that I've moved on, and she turned down my proposal that we seek a divorce like grown-ups. I would like to interact with adults rather than utilize words because he refuted the charges I made that I left on Christmas and shook my hand before acting. In an effort to smooth the divorce process, our daughter asked a lot of questions, claiming that although all you do is love, you always try to get me to give you money, regardless of what I do with my child on any important day. Even when you have a severe gambling issue, this is still the case. You have repeatedly said that the only way you will go is by making a huge public spectacle, despite my repeated pleas for years to just leave and let's part ways peacefully. So be it. If this works for you, my background has taught me to keep my beliefs even though I don't use social media. People called me a tough guy in an attempt to make me feel like I didn't belong, saying stuff like Raw is going to call the police for help, Sheet is a snitch, she is a rat, and even bringing up your brother Joe, while recording me as a mafia chick. I made the stupid mistake of telling them not to talk about the matter in an attempt to stop them. The real me is fed up with this state of affairs. The knockout story in which nobody saw it, but everyone knew what had transpired. You exerted every effort to protect. How many times have you lied to me in front of your family, despite the image of black love? If this works for you, your friends, or even yourself, and you're comfortable with it, let me know. He made her feel uneasy by yanking her away. Lee, you were upset that I was supporting other rappers over you and despised that I initiated my rap battle. He was envious of her achievement, she continued. It will perish, really. Mind Security knew you and knew you were broke, so they bought information and told battle rappers and my firm's stories during the nocturnal break-in to help build a public narrative. She made some severe charges that she was a victim of domestic abuse since Pooh supposedly groped her repeatedly, and you forced me to go to the awards with you and pretend everything was well because you were envious of my wonderful treatment. He collaborated with the police to write a play about it. The cops had to be called by the workers. You were fighting with me in the garage, and the pool was never done, so you tried to control me. The audio and video were still inaccurate, even though you didn't mention that she leaped in immediately away. Though she wasn't finished yet, she later revealed to me the real cause of her annoyance. Before Clarissa heard her and dragged her away, she and Clarissa had been friends for a while. To wish me a happy new year, my hubby came down. I received screenshots of Clarissa from her. That someone would refer to Clarissa as a strange girl and girlfriend is ridiculous. Kindly inform me if you need any other modifications. Despite knowing something wasn't right and remaining silent in the face of the information I've now provided, you feel free to lie to these individuals since you believe you know what I have by appreciating you. Clarissa, this monster will be sorry. At last, I'm sick of Remy's pranks. A few days later, this woman really got in touch with me to ask for tips on how to show off her figure. She said Jimmy had cheated on her, not P. You're angry and resentful. You're giving the impression that you're foolish and stupid. Simply put, stop it. You're only 29, not even 45, this moron. In short, you're not 45 anymore. I'm not trying to be your enemy, but because your partner spent this week with this woman, instruct them to buy you gifts and flowers and to not answer his phone. This is a full-on battle version that uses battle phrases and simple phrasing. According to her, Clarissa and Raya were scheduled to convene on February 2nd in order to settle their disagreements. Raya turned down the challenge since she knew Clarissa was among the finest at what she did, despite the rumors that she might be powerful. After that, we thought the drama was done when Clarissa shared something strange. If you're wondering why, it's probably because Clarissa was going through a difficult time. P, who was herself, was a lot of fun. Going one step further, Clarissa openly expressed her love for him, adding, "That's why I said I love him. I love having his support, and the way he treats me is different from what I have had before. We are worthy of one another. It's not like I want to keep him to myself," she admitted, "but that isn't everything."